Hi everyone, Michelle Fixit here, in a rental. Oh, you guys are running out of time. Clearly a domestic violence situation was going on here. So this is an unboxing video of Klein Tools Digital Circuit Breaker Finder. It has this nifty little tester right here so you can find out what's going on with your outlets, and then it has this awesome feature of being able to tell you where outlets are in your what circuits are on your breaker box. So instead of going back and forth saying, is this it? No. Is this it? No. Keep going. You can properly label your circuit breakers with who's on what. And because I did do a little bit of research before I purchased this, I also purchased the Accessory kit. So this is circuit breaker tester kit, and this has it where you can put this guy in a light socket. So if you have a fan and you're trying to figure out where that fan goes, then you put this in, and then you can plug this guy in. Or actually you can't, because this one for the light switch does not have the ground on it, and so then you have an additional adapter so that you can adapt to outlets or light switches with this guy that don't have the ground. And then you also have these testers right here. So we're gonna unbox this because that's one of the things. I grabbed a razor blade that doesn't have a blade. That's lovely. That's fantastic. So bear with me for a moment. If you guys don't know, this is not my real job, making videos for you guys. It's more so before I open something, I'm like, oh, I should do an unboxing video in case someone wants to know about this. And so all my videos are just kind of spur of the moment, just so you guys can see stuff. So yes, I just used a scraper, a paint scraper, to undo this because it was faster than getting off my butt and finding Phillips. Hopefully, I have blades hidden in here. Of course I don't. All right, so let me put this back together again. I know, you guys are like, what is this woman doing? This woman is doing a lot of stuff, and feel fortunate that I am gracing you with my presence before I just like open this guy up, or try to, because this would have been the same situation regardless if you guys were here or not. So I am going to pause you to find yet another razor blade in this random house. All right, I'm back. I found a very sad razor blade. It's mobile. So let's get this guy unboxed. I cut my stuff from the side, I know, because in the event that I have to return it, I want it to look decent for the next purchaser or would-be purchaser. And ironically, I don't like buying things once they've already been opened, because you never know if somebody took something out of there or they broke it or whatever. But if something is broken, I try to at least let the people at this store know before when I return it. How about that? So that the next person doesn't have to deal with the same stupid stuff. All right, we have this guy out. We have this guy out. And you can buy these little guys separately, I think. Fairly sure on that. But these guys are friends and they talk to each other. And look, we have directions. Yay! Because no, I have not used this before. I just discovered it. I'm not going to open this right now. One of the features that I did like about this was that it has an outlet end, so you can keep these guys together so they don't get lost. So look, now it's this big guy. All right, so let's find out how to put the batteries in. We could look at the directions, or we could just like play with it. We're gonna look at the directions. I think it's right here, but again, I don't know the Phillips. So it does talk about the adapter kit that I just showed you guys, which is fantastic. Oh, this is cool. So the electrical wires that are provided in the accessory kit, if you get that, you can plug it into this tester guy. So if you just have like wires that are out, and then it plugs into that, and then you can connect this to the wires and see the same stuff, which is cool. It'd be very interesting though, because it has a hot and a neutral, but doesn't have ground wire that I can see. No, it just has 2 wires. So I guess it wouldn't be doing anything for the grounding until you wire it up. And I was correct. So the battery does go into the handle with the little bit right here. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to read these, or at least like show them to you guys, so that in the event that you require assistance with this project, like maybe you lost your handy dandy instructions, then you'll have a picture of the handy dandy instructions. And yes, paint scraper. I don't feel like hunting down a screwdriver. Although I do know I have a couple drills upstairs. And sometimes when you have moments like these, it makes you appreciate the tools that you have. Alright, and then we have our nifty little 9 volts right here with these little stickies on it. Which makes me think of people trying to dare other people to stick this to their tongue in our youth. You guys didn't have that childhood? I had that childhood. Stick it on your tongue! Don't stick it on your tongue. Alright, we plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. Pacha! Stick it in here. Get grumpy with it because it doesn't want to go back in. There we go. And then retighten this guy back up. Well, test first. Yes, I'm going to leave that on just to annoy you guys. It will time out after 3 minutes, according to the teeny tiny few videos that I saw, which is fantastic. And if you hold it down, it turns it off. All right, so I am going to plug into an outlet and we are going to test it. Pacha, pacha, pacha. Here's an outlet. All this randomness. Let's just hang. And according to this, we have open ground, open neutral, open hot, hot and ground, reversed, hot and ground reversed, hot and neutral reversed, hot on neutral with hot open. If all are illuminated, GFCI is testing, and correct wiring. So this outlet right here is correctly wired. That's fantastic. That's great to know. Let's test this other random one right here. That one is also properly wired. We have some good starts in this house. There's an outlet over here that is not working. Let's see if it tells us anything about that. No. It doesn't tell us anything. Nothing. That's great. Thank you for not letting me know anything. Oh, I just knocked something over. But that's it. It'll do that. And then if you plug this into an outlet, which I'm not going to do right now, and you go down to your circuit breaker, you turn this on, and you run it down your breaker box, and it will alert you to who is plugged in with this guy. If you know the science behind that, give me an explanation. I love learning about stuff. And I'm going to talk about the instruction manual because I need to learn this stuff and might as well talk out loud so you guys can learn as well. This is the English side because if you haven't noticed already, I'm speaking in English. It looks really bad. I'll fix that. This is the ET Echo Tango 310. Visual and audible indications, clearly identify correct breaker, 90 to 120 volts AC operation, determine wiring condition at electrical outlets, test GFCI outlets. Oh, we didn't do that. We didn't test it, but we could. Because it does have this button. So this button is to test if your GFCIs are working, which you should test them every now and then. General specifications, the Klein Tools ET310 is a digital circuit breaker finder used to locate the correct circuit breaker in a panel to which an electrical outlet or fixture is connected. The transmitter is connected to the electrical outlet or fixture in the circuit, while the receiver is used to scan the breakers in the circuit breaker panel. Operating voltage 90 volt to 120 volts AC, 50 60 hertz. Operating altitude, they have the operating altitude. And then they have the humidity on here. Some of this, if you need, I'll keep this little instructional if you need the information. It has the weight. It has the breakdown of open ground, open neutral, all those good things. It has a diagram of the different pieces of this guy. So number 1 is actually for this guy. It labels this as the transmitter. Labels this is the receiver. 3 is the power on off reset button. 4 is the tip, which is the power on indicator. 5 is the sensing tip, which is right here. 6, the wiring condition indicators. Those are here. 7 is the wiring indicator codes. 8 is the GFCI push button, that's right here. 10 is the battery close door, which is this piece right here that now has a sticker on it. 9 is the status indicator. So when it illuminates when you're running it down the breaker, that'll be right here. 10 is the battery door, and 11 is the transmitter docking receptacle, which is this cool little feature that I showed you guys, so that you don't lose your stuff. Keeps it all together. And then we have warnings on here. To ensure safe operation and service of the meter, follow these instructions. Failure to observe these warnings can result in severe injury or death. Failure to follow instructions could result in death or serious injury. Prior to use, always verify tester operation by testing on a known live and correctly wired electrical outlet. Do not use if the tester appears to be damaged in any way. The tester is intended for indoor use only. The tester is designed for use with 120 volt AC electrical systems. Do not connect to higher voltage electrical supplies. Other equipment or devices attached to the circuit being tested could interfere with the tester. Clear the circuit before testing. This tester only detects common wiring problems. Always consult a qualified electrician to resolve wiring problems. If using accessories to connect bare wires to ensure that the circuit is not energized before inspecting, applying, or removing the transmitter. If using accessories, I already wrote that one. Exercise extreme caution around energized bare wires, especially when working in or around an open breaker panel. So, operating instructions, power on, off. Press the power button to the power receiver. Press and hold the power button to power off the receiver. A green light indicator illuminates the sensing tip, and pulsing audible beep indicates that the unit is powered on. The receiver will automatically power off following 3 minutes of inactivity. The transmitter is powered by the circuit when inserting to an energized electrical outlet. Wiring conditions prior to using this tester, always verify proper by testing the transmitter on known energized and correctly wired outlets. 1. Insert the transmitter into the electrical outlet being tested and compare the illuminated wiring condition indicators with the wiring condition codes printed on the transmitter. That's what we did earlier. If the tester indicates that the outlet is not wired correctly, consult a qualified electrician. Note, conditions not indicated include, but are not limited to, qualifying ground, multiple hot wires, reversal of neutrals and ground conductors, dual open ground and neutral, and other combinations of defects. Note, all appliances or equipment on the circuit being tested should be unplugged to reduce the possibility of erroneous readings. GFCI test. Check the GFCI's device user manual for information on specific device operates prior to using the tester. Note, all appliances or equipment on the circuit breaker being tested should be unplugged to help reduce the possibility of erroneous readings. Note, not designed for testing 30 MA, don't know. Ground fault devices, insert the transmitter into the electrical outlet and note the wiring conditions 6 and 7. If the tester indicates that the outlet is not wired correctly, do not attempt to use the GFCI device. Consult a qualified electrician. So that's good to know. So if your outlet's wired incorrectly, don't use the tester. Press the GFCI button on the transmitter to test the GFCI device. Follow the test. If the GFCI device trips, de-energize the circuit. The wiring condition indicators will be off, open hot. Reset the GFCI by pressing its reset button. After reset, the transmitter should indicate correctly wired 6 and 7. The GFCI device appears to be functioning correctly. If the circuit remains energized, the GFCI tip didn't trip, indicating that it may be wired incorrectly, may not be installed correctly, or may not be functioning correctly. Consult a qualified electrician. Finding circuit breakers, insert the transmitter 1 into the electrical outlet and note the wiring conditions 6 and 7. If the transmitter indicates that the outlet is energized and correctly wired, prepare to scan the breakers in the breaker panel with the receiver. Power on the if the tester indicates that the outlet is not wired correctly, cease testing and consult a qualified electrician. Power on receiver. Before approaching the electrical panel, push the power on off reset button once to reset the receiver. Position the receiver so that the sensing tip is oriented perpendicular to the breakers in the panel. Slowly scan all breakers in the panel once, ignoring any audible or visual indicators as the receiver is learning the panel. So you're going to do this one time for the whole panel and ignore the beeping. When it's like, hey, it's me! Scan all breakers a second time. When the breaker connected to the circuit with the transmitter is approaching. When the breaker connected to the circuit, they messed this up. When the breaker connected to the circuit with the transmitter is approached, the frequency of the audible beeps will increase. When located, the audible beep will sound continuously. The circuit status indicator will illuminate red, and the green indicator is sensing the tip 4 will turn off, indicating that the correct breaker has been found. So basically, when you turn it on, you're going to do 2 swipes, or you're going to do a continuous swipe of all of the breakers for your breaker box. Ignore it when it's like, hey, it's this one. And then you're going to go back to it, and it's going to go beep, 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 and it's going to light up and say, hey, this is the one that you're trying to find. Resetting the receiver erases the prior scanning data stored from a previously learned panel. Always reset the receiver away from the electrical panel to ensure that the electrical signals have not been sensed during a reset operation. So if you are trying to go through your house and label everything, what it's telling you to do is it's saying you turn it on, you plug this guy into where you want him to be. You make sure that everything is great with the outlet first. If it has any issues, then they don't want you to go through the panel portion of it. If everything is good with this guy plugged into your outlet or your light fixture or whatever, then you're going to go down to the panel or over to the panel, whatever your situation is. You're going to go through, swipe everything once, ignore the beep, 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 and then you're going to go back through and do it on the second time. The second time is when you're going to confirm that this is the receiver and the transmitter are communicating with each other, and you're going to note your breaker. After you do that, if you're going to continue with another outlet on possibly a different circuit, you're going to reset this and then stick this in and then go back through, do a swipe on the electrical panel and listen for the beep, beep, beep and label accordingly. Because otherwise, that your information may be incorrect, because this may be sensing the prior circuit. So you might have an outlet in the living room and you did your test but you didn't reset, and then you put this in the kitchen and it's going to say, hey, they're on the same line, and this might be breaker 1 and that might be breaker 2. So you want to make sure that you're doing it properly. This is why we read the instructions sometimes when we're using things. I mean, I was kind of goofy and just started using it because I've used one of these little tester guys before. But since I have not used this whole device before, that's why we're going through the instructions. And this is stuff that the other videos that I saw, which were very minimal, did not cover, and so that's why I'm going over it with you guys. Note resetting: the receiver erases prior scanning data stored from a previously learned panel. Always reset the receiver away from the electrical panel to ensure that electrical signals are not being sent during the reset operation. So you want to take this away from your panel when you're doing that reset. Operating instructions: connected to other fixtures using optional accessories. Cat number 69411. That's this one. Light socket fixture: screw the light fixture adapter into an empty light socket, connect the transmitter to the 3 to 2 prong adapter, and connect. Well, might as well open this guy up and show you guys. So if you really want to track out your whole entire house, then you have to get this other secondary kit. I wish everything came with like little containers, little toolboxes for its stuff, because I hate not having everything together. That's why I get so excited that this all stuck together, because this doesn't all stick together. All right, so this is the unboxing video of the circuit breaker kit, Klein tools, part number 69411, and this is so you can use this guy with different things, and or you can use this whole guy with different things. So what they're telling you is, if you're trying to test a light fixture, you're going to take out the light bulb, put this in. Because this doesn't have a ground in it, then you're going to insert this guy to it. Cha! And then what you're going to do after you've inserted that in, now you have a ground. So you're going to stick this guy in there. So now this is basically your pretend light bulb, and it would light up, illuminate accordingly, and then you would go down and test this if you want to. Otherwise, you'd be able to see what's going on with your fixture. The thing I was talking about, which is the second option, which we haven't went over yet, is you take your tester out. This has nothing to do with this. That's this part I wanted. You take your tester out, and if you have bare wires, then you connect these to the bare wires, and then you connect this guy in, and that way you can see what's going on with these two wires. Neutral and your ground, or your neutral and your hot. Sorry. I am not an electrician. I would like to become an electrician. I just don't have time for it right now, but I would love to do that. So if you're an electrician in the DMV area, let's say that, and you would like a Michelle Fix-It on your team, so I can learn more about electrical stuff. Or if you're a plumber, like if you're a random plumber guy and you're watching this video, I would love to like get hours and go through the process, because I commend you guys for your work, and I think it's fantastic. It's just I'm a busy mom, so I'd have to do like nights and weekends or something, and I'd have to get my husband Kat's approval. And no, I would not do any weird stuff with you. I would just like to learn, and I can help you with admin stuff probably. Because I don't just do this kind of stuff, I do admin stuff as well. Anyways, and like nobody's ever gonna see this, or I'm gonna have like 100 electricians be like, hey, you can get hours with me. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, so bare wires. We have our bare wires. We just went over that. So screw the light fixture adapter into an empty light socket. Connect the transmitter to the 3. We just went over this in detail, but we're gonna unplug this and show you again for the second time. So they are telling you what I just told you, which is this is your pretend light bulb, and they even show you a picture of your pretend light bulb right here. The indicators on the transmitter will communicate an open ground wiring connection if the light socket is energized. Follow the instructions in the finding circuit breaker section of the correct circuit breaker. So this will tell you what's going on. The bare wires one, which is this. So if you have bare wires and you want to connect to them, plug this guy in. The transmitter may be connected to bare wires using the outlet alligator. These are alligator clips in here. They're hiding. Oh, come on. I had no intentions of using this guy, but I guess I'll do it. The bare wires. The transmitter may be connected to the bare wires using the outlet to alligator clips wire adapter. Carefully attach the alligator clips. Carefully attach the alligator clips. They need somebody to help them with when they're writing this stuff up. Carefully attach the alligator clips, the correct wires. Insert transmitter into the outlet of the wire adapter. So you're gonna bite your wires with these little alligator clips. The indicators of the transmitter will communicate an open ground wiring condition if the wires are energized. Follow the instructions in the finding circuit breaker section to find the correct circuit breaker. And then we have a little caution thing that says, exercise extreme caution when working around energized bare wires, because you don't want to get electrocuted. All right, and then we have maintenance. Battery replacement. When the power on indicator blinks, the battery must be replaced. Open the battery compartment door by unscrewing the locking screw. Remove exhausted. It's exhausted. The battery's exhausted. It's tired. It's done. It wants to go to the great battery place of beyond. Or charged. I don't know. This one's not rechargeable. You can get rechargeable batteries too. Remove the exhausted 9-volt battery and dispose of it appropriately. Replace the 9-volt battery, close battery door, and refasten the locking screw. Cleaning. Be sure the unit is turned off and wipe with a clean, dry, lint-free cloth. Do not use abrasive cleaners or solvents. Take care to keep the sensor lenses clean at all times. If required, loose debris may be removed from the lens using clean compressed air. So you can it. Lenses may also be cleaned using a soft cloth or a cotton swab with water or rubbing alcohol only. Lenses must be allowed to completely dry prior to use. Storage transmitter may be docked in the transmitter receptacle, which is what we had done earlier. We made them one. Do not expose to high temperatures or humidity. Sorry guys in the south, I guess this is not your tool because there's high heat and humidity down there. After a period of storage in extreme conditions exceeding the limits mentioned in the general specification section, allow the tester to return to normal operating conditions before use. Then it has the warranty information, and then it has the disposal information with the EPA, and then it has customer service, which is Klein Tools Incorporated, or Inc., located at 450 Bond Street, Lincolnshire, Illinois, 60069. And if you would like to call them, their customer service is 1-877-775-5346. And if you would like to email them, it's customerservice@kleintools.com. And if you'd like to visit their website, it's www.kleintools.com. And then is that Espanol, and I do not read the Espanol. Manual de instrucciones. Detector. I don't know. But it's great that they have it in Espanol too. They have it in French too. And they have it in the the French language too. Look at them. Multilingual Klein tools. Fantastical. All right. So I am not going to be taking you guys along my little adventure with my stuff, because then you guys are just gonna like, I can only give you guys so much of my time, because currently you guys have 36 minutes and 31 seconds of recordable time available on you, and I've got other stuff to do. But I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys learned some stuff. I think I went over some stuff that was not available in the very minute amount of videos that was available. And if you happen upon my half-an-hour thing and you decide to watch me instead of the 45-second video or the like 2-minute video, then that's great. But basically, you plug this guy into your outlet, or you buy your little kit, and that way you can like test your fixtures and everything else. I highly recommend that you know all the different things that are on all the different circuits in your property or your home, depending on if it's an investment property or if it's a homestead and your like little castle abode, your haven. And then you can properly label out all your different little things. Just remember that you turn it on, you're gonna plug this guy in, you're gonna do one pass in the breaker box, and then you are going to, on your second pass, go ahead and find who is plugged in with this guy. After you've done that, if you're doing multiple outlets, you're gonna push this once, and that resets it. If you hold it, it turns it off. So there is a difference. So you can either say, oh, I want to make sure that I just turn it on and turn it off instead of resetting, or you can just reset it. Whichever way you want to go, you want to clear the code for it. And if you have a GFCI and you're trying to test it, if it's not wired properly, it gives a stark warning of don't play with the GFCI testing function. Otherwise, if your GFCI trips, then you just turn it back on again. And that means that it's properly functioning, and you definitely want to make sure that it's doing that. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, or you'd like to see any random videos of me doing other random things, if I have an opportunity to do it, I will do videos for you. Just ask me. If you have something more specific, then ask me as well, and we'll figure something out. You guys have a great day. I will see you next time, and I'm going to awkwardly look at you guys, and yeah. I normally wait until my videos time out, but I got stuff to do. So have a great day. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of Michelle Fix It. There's driving videos, there's cat videos, there's dog videos, there's children videos, there's working on busted houses, there's working on vehicles, there's a whole bunch of stuff. No, I did not say busted vehicles, because I love just my vehicles and I take care of them, and like I like working on them and stuff like that. And yeah, I talk a lot, but I think I'm pretty entertaining. Oh look, the time's almost up and you're just like still sitting here watching me talk about whatever stuff. But yeah, that's it. So you guys have a great day. Boop. And for the next 5 seconds per view,